Why didn't anyone tell me that Vigilante Deku
moving faster than a speeding bullet
is fucking heat?
Full 100%! Detroit Smash! This is my full power at work.
Hello everyone, welcome to the classroom, and thank you for joining us as always. Today we're going to be covering the best My Hero Academia arc in years, Vigilante Deku. I even ruined a perfectly good flannel to look appropriately ragged for this, so let's get going. My Hero Academia has been a favorite of mine ever since I saw the very first episode.
Just pray that you'll be born with a quirk in your next life, and take a swan dive off the roof of the building.
Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. Season 1 was a pretty tight 13 episodes introducing us to Izuku Midoriya, a young man born powerless in a world of heroes. Except for the greatest power of all, autism. But Season 2 was where the show didn't just find its footing. Studio Bones came out of the gate swinging with 2 live grenades. The sports festival was a blast and the crown jewel of the 2017 summer anime lineup. Since then, the world of My Hero has been steadily expanding out, unfortunately into the real world as well, but having just wrapped up the opening acts of a horrific war, the sports festival feels quaint by comparison. Why am I bringing this up right now? Shut up about it, or I am shooting myself with Chekhov's gun. Let's get right into our sad, dirty, little quirked up white boy.
I'm at Burger King with my Burger Queen. Can I get a large fry?
Deku has been the focus of a conversation in the shonen community going on for the better part of a decade. Izuku and more sensitive protagonists like him have been a growing trend in the battle action genre, Demon Slayer's Tanjiro being like Deku's first lady. Deku expresses his fears, talks about his emotions, shows his sensitive side, and has even been known to cry once or twice. Basically, he's a little bitch. Actually, Shane, you're a little B-word, and swearing is bad for the channel. While Izuku may have been a bit of a crybaby early in the story, most of his breakdowns during the rest of the run have been mid-battle action sobs, and they do that shit in the Marines. Nah, don't worry all you people who got mad at this 15-year-old for crying when he was attacked by sentient Grimer or had to save his friend from a Todd McFarlane character. And now he's had to save a little girl from the Yakuza, fight in a war, get an internship, but no, he just keeps it all bottled up. Right here. Great idea, huh? Shame on you. Last time I talked about My Hero Academia, I covered the Paranormal Liberation War arc, a story that had a lot of great character beats and progressed the story in some impressive ways, but didn't really deliver on the emotional core that's always been at the center of My Hero in my opinion. But one thing this war brought us, which all wars do, remember this, is consequences. A ton of the cast came out of it sporting new scars and prosthetic limbs, but the damage isn't just physical. Hawks kills his friend, Deku almost loses another mentor, and Endeavor has to find out that his long-lost son is an actual terrorist and dresses like he's in Blood on the Dance Floor. But the biggest of all, the world-changing secret that the audience has known for over 5 seasons, 18 arcs, 131 episodes, that Deku inherited All Might's quirk, One for All.
Wait, what's a one for all? Endeavor, are you there?
See, I would be shitting my pants right now. After the dust of this battle settles, questions are left hanging about the nature of Deku and All Might's relationship. And in 19 different handwritten letters, Jesus, Izuku lays out everything that's been going on for his friends to process. Which is really good, that's a lot of emotional vulnerability. He then runs off to be a sad vigilante. The Vigilante Deku arc has been one of the most hotly anticipated storylines for the anime to adapt. And after the mixed reception of Season 5, this was a lot of people's make it or break it moment. And I absolutely loved it. First off, this arc is just a huge dorky love letter to American comic books, and more so than My Hero already is. Deku stepping away from being the golden boy at his state-sanctioned hero academy means that he has to do things like evade the police, keep his identity a secret, swing around the city, Gosh, I love Izuku Midoriya from the hit series My Hero Academia. Deku has never gotten to have that exciting double life action nearly as much as his American superhero counterparts, but seeing Izuku get his very own edgy bad boy reinvention really made My Hero Academia feel like reading DC or Marvel. The animation is also a huge treat. Most scenes have a desaturated palette to them, and there's usually at least some rain, and the mood gets more dour as the art goes on. But the depressing nature of some of the visuals doesn't do anything to slow down the action. In fact, some of these Sakuga or special animation scenes are some of the best in the series to date. This sense of raw speed is shown off best in Deku's fight against Lady Nagant, a former Hero Commission assassin who recently got sprung from jail and is a living railgun. And speaking of raw, when I heard about Vigilante Deku, I was already pretty hyped, but I'd be more hyped if I knew that Deku runs point for a hero hit squad made up of some of the finest pros the industry has to offer, like a superpowered 90s Bulls. I mean, I like my steak pretty rare, but that is fucking... Hey heroes, before you keep going, make sure that you drop a like, subscribe, and maybe even comment. And if you don't, I might just drop everything I've got going on, quit taking care of myself in any way, track you down, and beat you senseless. Deku also weaponizes the autism that I foreshadowed earlier, writing down everything and anything he could about heroes and villains alike when he was quirkless, trained his brain to adapt to any situation faster than even a pro. And now I feel like his multiple quirks are properly being utilized. Seeing Black Whip was cool, and I forgot about Float most of the time, but Smokescreen, Fajin, and especially Danger Sense really add to action scenes. One of the most fun things in action series like MHA are getting to see long-awaited rematches, and Deku gets to use his Season 3 foe Muscular to show off just how good he really is now.
One for all, full cowling, 45% impact! Detroit Smash!
All of this solo Deku hero work is really awesome to see after more world-focused arcs like the Yakuza and War arc. But for all of the time that Deku spends alone, for all of the hype that this arc gets for it being when he finally leaves UA, the best part is when they bring him right back. The world of My Hero Academia has grown a lot over the past few seasons. When All Might hung up his cape, the series transitioned to look much more at the upper echelon of pro heroes. And many of the pro fight scenes make up some of the best action that the series has to offer. Endeavor and Hawks versus the high-end Nomu was a revelation, and Mirko clutching a 1v5 during the War arc was spectacular. But the beating heart of this series is and always has been Class 1A. This series is about each and every one of them. I mean, hell, in that very same sports festival I brought up at the beginning of the video, Deku isn't even in the climactic final battle. Class 1A comes together to bring their friend back to UA. Anticipating his refusal, we get basically a whole episode of some of the most engaging action I've ever seen in this show. Is it the best animated? No, but it sure is gorgeous. Is it the most intense? No, but I was definitely holding my breath once or twice. What made this one of my favorite arcs and even episodes of the whole series was seeing these kids fight as hard as they can to rescue one of their own. They come in with plays that usually Deku would be the one coming up with, reminiscent of the Bakugo rescue, while having to pour their hearts out to their friend. And everyone gets a moment to shine, whether it be Bakugo doing the shit-talking he's been looking forward to for months, Kaminari trying to shock him to sleep, or Ida finally catching up to him. Seeing these kids try and get their friend to just accept their help strikes a particularly sensitive nerve for me. I discovered this show when I was in an unsafe place mentally, and it was getting worse, but finding this little action anime really helped. And this is no doubt where my soft spot for the series comes from, but what are you gonna do? I have since fallen in love with many more series, and some of them have firmly supplanted MHA as my preferred shonen. But the big, earnest heart of this series was there for me when I couldn't be there for anyone or anything. So when I see this series that means so much to me tell a story that feels so true and reminiscent to myself, and I'm sure many of you, I can't help but love it. I've never been worried that my presence might get my friends attacked by super terrorists, but I've wanted to run away and hide from them. Seeing Deku get worse and worse while he insists that he can keep going on his own can be an all too familiar feeling. And Class 1A being there to tell him that he can't and that's okay is just the heart the series has been missing. If I want a great war arc or something like that, I can go to Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, whatever. But I come to My Hero Academia for these characters and this story, and I'm so glad that Vigilante Deku found more of a way back to that. I absolutely recommend this to any fan of the series, and I think that's the best arc since the Bakugo rescue. But that is the video for this week, y'all. I will see you next time. Goodbye. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching that video as always. I really hope that you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it, and especially enjoyed watching these episodes. Man, this was like a real shot in the arm for the series. I've still liked everything. I've liked every arc. Just seasons 5 and like part of 6, there was definitely a quality dip that might actually create a video sometime. But yeah, I loved this arc. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments. For my collection this week, what I'm showing off is a series I've shown before. It's back there every video. But Soul Eater by Atsushi Okubo. This is the 8th volume with Medusa on the cover. One of the villains of the series, arguably the lead villain. And it is just such a good little spooky action shonen series. I haven't watched the anime. I heard that they kind of did some screwy stuff with it. So I don't know if I recommend that, but I absolutely recommend this manga. It is so good, especially these nice hardcover editions with those really nice glossy pages. But that is the video for this week, y'all. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Oh, wait. And if you made it to this point, a special double thank you